In late 1940, you and your cousin, you started a trucking business, which, excuse me, led to one of your early civil rights actions in Damascus. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about how that came about.
Yeah, so I decided, everybody was saying, hey man, you ought to get in the trucking business, that's where the money is, and blah, 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 blah. So I said, okay, got to get a truck, and so my cousin said, okay, we see if we can get some finance. So I go to the Damascus Bank. I talked to the finance officer there and told him what I wanted and how much. And when I said $10,000, he looked at that. I was crazy, but that's what you needed if you're going to buy some truck. So he said, well, I have to meet with the board. The board meets on Tuesday, and I think it was on about a Thursday or Tuesday. I don't know what it was. And I'll get back to you.
This was at your
bank,
the personal bank at the
bank that I've been dealing with before I went to war, and sending somebody money back during the time I was in the war. So I went up to the dealership and talked to the guy there, and he said, okay. So I just, for some hunch of, I stopped by the dealership, and he said, you know what, I got bad news for you. And I said, oh, okay. He said, they turn you down for the loan down to the bank. And I said, okay. So I said, I'm going down there anyway. So I went down. He took me in his office and told me that they turned me down, couldn't get the money. So I said, okay. So then I went to Silver Spring, GMAC, and they loaned me the money to get the truck. And from then on, I was kind of skeptical about my money being in the bank.
Sure.
So I went down and I talked to him. So he said, well, I see why you've been making your monthly payments to GMAC. He said, the next truck you get, we'll finance it for you. So I said, well, not only for me, I want you to finance the other blacks that's in the community that need money. So from then on, blacks began to get money from the Bank of Damascus.
Did he tell you at the beginning when he turned you down for the loan why you couldn't get a loan?
He didn't say, but I mean, I understood, because people on the board that was racist, and they the one. 5 voted against me and 4 voted for me.
Did you know the people that were on the board?
I knew who did it. But it was all right. So I got along with him then on. He told me that, this is the way that people do, and I saw it, but now I've changed my mind. So you have to take that too.
Sure. So after they seen you were making payments on time and that you were you got a truck, then they decided they'd give you money. But so then after that, not only yourself but all African Americans in the community were
privy to go and getting some money from the Damascus Bank, and then I did. I went back and bought another truck, then I bought a house, and they financed it for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.